A pleasant good evening to each and every one of you in Georgetown, Guyana, and the diaspora, friends all. Before I start, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and press the bell. You know, every time I sit down to do a video about Guyana, I wish to God that I had never born in such a country, especially where two races, one claiming Africa, emancipation, and one claiming day of arrival from Mother India, and Africa also with this slave trade. I have a message for both of you. You should go down on your knees and praise to Allah, Bhagwan, or God that you are in another country beyond the one that your ancestor came from. We love to talk about things that we heard instead of reading, and even though you read it, the historian them give you 10 or 11% truth, some artwork, and you believe in the nonsense. As far as I'm concerned, thousand years have passed, and no bloody history book could give you 100% of the true story that we ancestors in the past passed through. If we wanted to be practical and wanted to be fair, we are human beings created by the Almighty God. And if we believe in the story of Adam and Eve, not remembering or study carefully that Adam had another wife, and want to believe that you from Africa, the other one from India, and the European from Europe, which is white people as you call them, and the Chinese, I want you all to understand clearly. How can pigs or elephants or donkey or horse or mule bring forth another animal that don't belong to their tribe or to their group? Because a lion will give you lions, tiger the same. Every other animal, your dogs will give you the same. Unless human interference in the old days having sex with animals and create an environmental problem for the human race. But I am not going to touch on that. I'm only telling you because so many things are happening. Technology are exposing the world for what it is. Two people I don't trust, even though I have my license as one, a priest. But there's honor amongst thieves as much as there are honor amongst priests, imam, pandits, and the priests. My fellow citizens, may it be your ancestor from Africa, India, China, or Europe. That is hundreds of years. Today you are in Georgetown, Guyana. You, the black race first, let me deal with you and your way of thinking. Every time the uneducated open your mouth, we were slaves. The white man slavery. Well, if the white man slave you hate him, you should hate God. Because Abraham had sex with his slave. His slave. I'm telling you this for you to have knowledge, not to interfere with things you only hear and you read what some corrupt bastard put on papers. Get rich and travel to Egypt, Saudi Arabia, India, China. Live among your people and you will understand the true criteria of the world. If you believe for 1 minute that Guyana is the only country having a problem, even though you blacks are 200 or something thousands, I guarantee you there are 6 or 7 tribes between you. Because Ghana got 9 tribes. What a similarity that Guyana have 9 tribes of the Amerindian, who is indigenous people. What a similarity that the two nations bear the same climate, the same soil, the same mineral resources. You got oil, Ghana got oil. You got lumber, Guyana got lumber. You got many things that Ghana have, and also India. Isn't this amazing? But Ghana today and India have the same problem like you in Guyana. In Ghana, it's tribal affair, and not so much of a religious conflict, but tribal affair. This tribe want that leader from their tribe, and this one don't want that one involved with that one. Like India, the Hindus don't want to mix with the Muslim as much as the Muslim in India don't want to associate, unless on both countries, y'all are the chosen few. Y'all are the one that want to bridge this human civilization and take it to another frontier. But for the uneducated tribal people and the race people of India called the caste system, I beg y'all, please, brothers and sisters, come out from it. God created this world and put everything in it, good and bad. And he put us. If we cannot agree with our own human race of one complexion or language, how can we agree with another? As much as them, the same problem. So when the European brought you from Africa into Guyana as a slave, which means they bought you because of your ancestor back home in Africa, realize the only thing to do with you instead of killing you out is to get rid of you by handing you to the white man, as you call them, for whatever they get. Today, you inhabit countries don't belong to you. With all what you know the white man do you, there's a plane flight from Guyana to Ghana across from Brazil. It's only 6 hours, maybe less. From the Falkland might be 4 or 5, because you go over to South Africa and travel along the coast. But we're not going to touch that. For 200-something thousand African descendants in Guyana, it would be honorable for the rich people to pay all of you off and send you back to whatever country of Africa you want. It would be cheaper. But then what will they do? Let us assume, if it's the Indian, they pay you the black race off and send you back to Africa. What part of Africa are you going? What I'm trying to tell you, stop the BS and your ignorance and unite for where you are. You can make millions and money to go back to Mother Africa to see your ancestor link, but you cannot blame modern African for the past 100 years ago. And you, the Indian, the same. Many of you are covetous, vindictive, corrupt, spiteful, and very ungrateful. Y'all are the most corrupt human being in Guyana. But again, exception to the rule. You still have the few good ones. You Indian, you love to humiliate the less fortunate, the poorer kind, the less educated. And I will give you some of your slurs because I grew up hearing it. Some of you associate other people's children of low-class animals, dogs. I heard a woman said to her daughter who loved a young guy, she tell her daughter, I wouldn't call name, because might be a family member of my family, because we all don't know one another. Don't mix with those people. Them and dog are the same thing. Well, I want you all to know they got some dogs smarter than any human in this world. But Indians love to humiliate each other and call one another uneducated, dumb, shit, parasite. Go and look for your father. But even though they don't know their own. My friends, educate yourself. Stop it. You, the Indian, out of every 10, marry into an Indian home. 7 or 8 of you will break up their home because of vindictiveness, corrupt, covetous, thieving, conniving. Again, exception to the rule, 3 out of every 10 might be genuine human being. Mother-in-laws don't like y'all for whatever partly reason, but she cannot live with her son unless she wants her son to be a man. And I know Indian daughter-in-law tell their husband, why don't you go and have sex, but give the four-letter word with your mother. My sister-in-law, an Indian piece of trash from my Coney Mahika opposite the police station across the street. Mr. Sigobin daughter, Indra Sigobin, said, my brother must go and F his mother. Ladies and gentlemen, she was 60 or 70 feet in front of me when I dropped what I had in my hand and carry a chase. And a black woman by the name of Gloria tell her, Indra, run! I would have killed that bitch. Do you know why? Because my mother brought her into the family when she was a servant to other people's kitchen, sleeping on the ground on her back. But when she moved into our house, she measured what is hers with the drawers, elastic around her drawers. You Indians, wake up. You love your own, but not your husband's own. Very few of you are dedicated wives. And you men, Indian, you treat your wives worse than you would treat any other thing. You humiliate them, you insult them, you put them down. You want to have entertainment with other women but leave your wife home suffering with children. You blacks grow up in your tradition with so many women, child mother and child father. I am calling on you, the civilized one now in Guyana. This is the day. Everything have a limit. It is time for mothers and fathers. It is time for husband and wife, daddy and mommy, not child mother and child father. It is time that you, the black race in Guyana and the Indian, the two majority, to come together. It is your future of your children. I see a lot of you in the past. Burnham used to transport y'all with truck and bus to make a gathering. And give y'all little money, little food. And when y'all feel good, you run back. He forget you. Raise your tax, everything gone up. I see all politicians are doing that because they are the world's greatest liars. They are not there for you, nor your family. Many want to go to bed with the secretary. I ain't calling name. But they have daughters. And again, thank God, I have never begged for a penny. And always willing to help, even my enemy. And you Indians love to fight for land what's not yours, like Ahmad Ali, father was dead and gone, Yassin Ali. And Ahmad Ali, who would have died, that I resurrect his life back, ask him, not three back the stones, Afral Ali, uncle or brother, what they want to call him. And Mr. Mohan Lal in Canaan, who blocked a road. I am calling on you Indians to unite with the decent black people and form a national front government. Out of bad can come good. Guyana need a leader who thinks for the people, not friends and family and the bank. I see the opposition exposing Mr. Barajak and the PPP as much as the PPP doing it to them. And yes, both sides got blood on their hand and both sides are corrupt. So I call upon you, the army, the police, the civil servant, and the decent Guyanese to unite. In a few days from today, they will be going to the poll for local government election. I would like to see the PPP get it if I even go to the poll for one reason. You got an old saying, you must gather all the germs together in one bag so you don't have none escape. But when they scatter, some join PNC and call themselves APNO, AFC, men like Nagamutu and Ramjatan. You two men, we will talk. I know y'all want to kill me, I hear, but let it be known, these hands of mine will not touch you. You might do it to yourself and family. And I call on the U.S. government to deny you your visa and give y'all a lie detector test. Because none of you, they like America because you're all trained in the PYO and other areas to hate America. And you can't change like that. When a tiger changes spot, then I will say, yes, you'll change. And the American government is not fool. They use Barnum first. I get a chance. Then they give Jagan a chance. But God great, he died before the term was over. And many things happen. Now here y'all are seeing these two parties telling each other what wrong they've done, but yet they want to go back in power. This is your chance for salvation and unity. You, the police officers who kill for corrupt Indian businessmen, who lock up innocent people. You, the magistrate and judge, who do the same, prosecutor and others. And you, the police who kill innocent people, and the army, and the criminals. I have a message for you. Every police in the new government shall and will be given a lie detector test. Every judge, every magistrate. I call upon the Caribbean heads of government to start to speak out against Guyana corruption and what's happened against human rights violation. I call upon the international community to examine the court and replace the court independently. I call upon Britain to step in with the help of America and Canada and take the country and let salvation it back and bring it into the frontier for a prosperous country. I have lived through the PNC. 90-something% of civil servants was black in a country with 6 races. You mean to say there was not educated Indian, Portuguese, Chinese, mixed race, Amerindian? But you all humiliate them, insult them, threaten them, rape some of them women and daughter. Well, I tell you, Guyana need the hangman rope and the guillotine. And every mother who have a son killing for politician, businessman, please report it. Or any woman got a husband like that, and anyone, because money talk, bullshit walk. And if you disappear people's family, yours will be disappeared, but not by us. Remember, Venezuela wants 60%. Look what is happening. I was made to understand that a young man is going to enter the political scene, some corner. Well, I wish him all the best. And I would like to work with him for a better Guyana. I don't need money and I don't need position. All you have to do is sign my agreement. The Amerindian must be equal and part of the government of the 9 tribes, and they must get land to build houses any part of Guyana. No foreigners must come and get land before the native. Come on, Ali, will you go to heaven and sell Allah Muhammad a piece of land if you get a part of heaven? Hypocrites. Come on, Barra Jagdeo. Come on, Norton. I call upon you all to come together. And the decent Guyanese, let's unite and make Guyana a great country so all of us can return home and put the country forward for the development of the next generation. Stop the racial clashes. Stop killing for politicians and others. And I am your host, George Correa. Thank you. Have a good night.